There was no task with him that was insurmountable. He was probably the most deliberative man I've ever met. He was very thoughtful about the planning of the university.
He was fun to talk to. He knew the history of UCF like nobody else.
He understood that in the beginning that the university was going to be here to serve engineers and mathematicians from the Cape. Of course, it took on a whole new life later on, and he embraced that.
He was a humble man. He hated the idea of his name being on something.
Frances loved the university. She was pure class all the way, and the two of them worked together. You know, she would take care of one thing, he would take care of another, and they were really, really, true friends of mine.
When I was a student here, I was involved in the President's Leadership Council, or PLC, and I would be at a lot of events. And so he and his wife would both be there, and so I had the opportunity as a student volunteer to meet him and to spend some time talking with him. And then when I did the consulting for UCF, that's where our paths crossed again. And he was at that time serving as kind of an ambassador for the foundation. And it became something that we kind of snuck away and went and had lunch together. When I did the consulting for UCF, there was no Charles Millican Society. There was no Legacy Society. And so literally over a hamburger, fries, and a milkshake, I shared with him this overlapping of ideas, and it was not intended to be something that was a spotlight on him, but having him as the encouragement for other people to do the same thing that he did in the way of a planned gift. That was something that he agreed to get behind.
The Millican Society is there for people who have not only been connected with Dr. Millican, but connected with the university. And the things that those funds will do, they'll do long after all of us are gone.
My name is Thiago Maillo. I'm majoring in biomedical sciences in the neuroscience track. I'm also doing a minor in psychology, and I'm part of the College of Medicine and the Burnett Honors College. I remember sending my mother the message that I got the scholarship, and she was like, oh. It was such a beautiful moment for me and my family, especially because I have two siblings. They're also dreaming about going all to UCF, and we never saw the opportunity. We never had the resources to do it.
These students have had challenges, and they've pulled themselves up by their bootstraps, and they have fabulous GPAs. They're involved in the college community. It's rewarding for me as well to see that, that success.
So the idea of planned giving is extending what we do today that is a priority for us today, but to be able to continue it even after we're no longer here.
It was kind of a miracle. I applied to Valencia College at first, and I got accepted. But when I first got to UCF, it was very difficult for my parents as an out-of-state student to go from Valencia to UCF, which is way more expensive. And at that moment where I needed my education to progress and there was no other way out, I believe this scholarship was the key to my success. I found my future career because of a class that got me to a lab, and that's how I started building my new life.
25 years ago, we had our first event, and today we see more people in the UCF community stepping up and realizing that they can have a meaningful impact.
If there's a place that is near and dear to your heart, I think it's important to continue to help, even after you're gone. It's important that people remember that you have a place for UCF in your heart.
It opens a whole new range of possibilities. It made my dream come true. I'm graduating in spring 27. I want to pursue a PhD in cognitive neuroscience, and I now know that with all the money that I already saved with scholarships, I know I will be able to make it. My goal is to, in the future, be a bigger donor for the UCF community, and in that way, helping students like me.
Some would say it's maybe ironically tragic to think about planned giving because it is the nature of the fact that none of us who've done a planned gift will ever see it happen. But that's vision, that's legacy, that's Charles Millican and the vision that he had for the university.